Hey guys, update. Um, the last time we talked, I told you we were leaving November 1st. No, flight canceled again. So, looks like now we're leaving December 1st, the next available time to leave. The flight that got canceled was the one out of Seoul, Korea, which was the last leg of the flight. I'm going to give you this information because Delta, you got to be careful. I like Delta. I love Delta. I flew them my whole life. But they never notified me. South Korea notified me. Korean Air was the one that sent me an email saying that the flight was canceled. So I had to call Delta and go through all the things telling them that it was canceled and all this good stuff. Then even after I did that, they were still sending me an email or text saying, oh, are you ready to go? Remember, your flight's tomorrow and you got to get on the plane. And it's just crazy. But anyway, what I'm telling you about is the flight was canceled. That's fine. This is the second time, so we're getting used to that. That's why I named the channel Working Our Way Back to the Philippines. Walt and Mel Working Our Way Back to the Philippines, because we're working to get back to the Philippines. But we're going to make it. I'm not a problem with that. I'm not really concerned. We'll do it. So what did this cancellation really cost me as far as time and aggravation? Well, first of all, it was like 2 hours on the phone to rebook this flight and to talk to the people. And because when I talked to them the last time, what I did was I had to change the flights into tickets, and I'm going on miles. I think I told you about that in the last video. And Mel's going, paying for hers, so it's two different ways of going. So the biggest problem was the miles. The next available miles was, like I said, December 30th. I said, okay, so we'll take it, and we'll go with that. 2 hours later, we finally get the flight booked, and we're ready to go again. Okay, the problems that this caused, of course, is 2 days notice doesn't give you enough time to really do anything. So that was kind of hard. And as far as doing things, what I'm talking about is making the new flight arrangements, and also trying to get that straightened out, trying to end the first flight, which took more time than making the new flight arrangements. But then also you're dealing with, I've already canceled stuff. I mean, I've already shut it down for November 2nd and said, okay, that's going to be the end. I'll end it November 2nd, and so no phones, no insurance, no motor car. And that's true, because you're not going to have a car after November 2nd, because I think I told you in the last video, if you're going to cancel your insurance, you've got to surrender your tags in the state of Florida. And that was a little bit of a pain in the, But anyway, I got pretty much, I think that's okay. I went ahead and got the insurance back on again, so that wasn't canceled. So now I'm going to turn around in less than a month and cancel it again. They're not going to be happy with that, and they're probably going to, oh, we're going to cancel you. Well, guess what? I'm going to cancel you, because I've already found cheaper insurance and blah, blah, blah. Okay, the other thing was, the 2-day notice problem was the phones. Also, I shut the phones down. Our cell phones were shut down, so they weren't working anymore. Once November 2nd came around, so I had to change those and take them off hold, and not really a big problem. Not really. It was a little bit of a problem. Another 2 hours on the phone again. Like I said, in the Philippines, you've got fall in line. Here you got fall in online in the phone. I mean, it's like you're going to be on their little wait and listen to their music and do all that kind of stuff, and you may spend 2 hours doing that. But you'll work your way through it. What I do is I can sit there and watch the news or whatever and put it on low so that I can hear when somebody comes out and talks and deal with it. But no problem, we dealt with that. The other thing was, of course, I had to rebook the hotel. When I canceled, I lost $50. No big deal. It's a big deal. $50 is $50. But I lost $50 to rebook because I lost the $50 on shutting the other one down, which was reasonable because I originally paid $250 for the hotel in Manila, and so I lost $50, so I got a refund of $199. I rebooked the hotel, and this time I only booked it for 3 days because we're getting there, unfortunately, on a Wednesday. So you get your test on Wednesday. That leaves Thursday and Friday. Wednesday night, Thursday and Friday to get your test results. We're not getting there till 10:30. So getting those test results are going to be kind of shaky. You may want to stay tuned and see how that works out. Because if it doesn't, then I have to extend the stay at the hotel and just spend the weekend, because you know you're not going to get anything over the weekend. And again, there's the people that, you guys that are watching that don't know, in the Philippines you got Burr months. Every month that ends in Burr, it's Christmas. So the first month that ends in Burr, it's Christmas time. And the last one, of course, December, that's the worst time. You're not going to get anybody to do pretty much anything in the Philippines, which is good. I mean, when you really think about it, that's why it's so laid back in the Philippines. You know, you ain't got to worry about anything in December, or for that matter, September, October, November. Anything that ends in Burr, you don't have to worry about it. It's a Burr month. But anyway, getting that back into the problem, getting the test back. So we hopefully, Philippine Air, if you book on Philippine Air, they're telling you that it's been taking 2 days to get the test results. I'm counting on they're right. Even though I didn't book through Philippine Air, they're right. That was another thing, by the way. Anybody out there that likes to fly Delta, hopefully this isn't a test, because this flight goes all the way from Orlando, Florida, stops over in Detroit, goes to Seoul, South Korea, and you're flying a Delta flight from South Korea, not South Korea. You're flying Delta. So they're taking you from point A to point B, which they used to do all the time back in the good old days with tourist visas. So hopefully I'm not flying their first test in the beginning of December and they don't make it. But good thing about it, I'll be dealing with Delta, and if I get stuck in South Korea, then Delta is pretty good about picking up the expenses. So we'll see what happens there. Just wanted to throw that in because that's important. Let's see what else I wrote down here to tell you guys. Told you about the hotel, the outbound flights leaving Manila, going now. We already booked the flight on Cebu Air. The reason why we booked it on Cebu Air, my wife Mel likes to carry a lot of luggage. And if you've ever flown Philippine Air, you know that the luggage costs more than the flight. So that was the thing with that. So that's pretty much where we are right now, guys. We're stuck here. Not really stuck because it's not that bad. It'll work. We make life work. It's just that it's the inconvenience and the changing and stopping all this stuff and then starting it again. The only thing I'm going to start again is the phones. We got to have our phones. And also I shut down the internet, put that on slow mode. So it went from 100 megabytes down all the way to 5 megabytes. So we're working on Philippine speed now. It's still working. I'm still downloading, as you can see, still doing all that kind of stuff, because in the Philippines, this is what they're working with every day. So I can work with it for 27 days, 26 days now. So it's not a problem. The phones, I've got used to canceling them. All the stuff I've got used to. That's the good thing. Once you've done it once, it becomes easy after that. I mean, it's like, okay, I know I'm going to go through this with the phones. I know I'm going to go through this with the insurance. I know I'm going to go through this with whatever. So it makes it easier. So stay tuned. This is Walt from Walt&mel, back to the Philippines. Follow us. This is part of the adventure, and it can only get better from here. Have a good one, guys. Have a good night, a good day, whatever it is you're in, and we'll see you later.